This is another song that we wish we'd written. We do a lot of them tonight for some reason. I support my local football team like my father did before. A shiver still runs down my spine whenever my team score. And we hate our local rivals and the colours that they wear. And every time we play them, there is hatred in the air. But maybe it doesn't matter, perhaps the truth for what it's worth is the football team that I support is an accident of birth. And if I'd have been born down the way, it's not that hard to see that I would be the same as them, but I would still be me. And it doesn't really matter, here's the truth for what it's worth. The football team that I support is an accident of birth. Well, I was born and raised in this fair land, like my mother was before. And we support our brave young soldiers when they go to fight a war. And we sing our national anthem, and we salute our country's flag. And our hatred of the enemy grows with everybody back. But maybe it doesn't matter, perhaps the truth for what it's worth is the country I was born in is just an accident of birth. And if I'd have been born down the way, it's not that hard to see that I would be the same as them, but I would still be me. And it doesn't really matter, here's the truth for what it's worth. The country I was born in is just an accident of birth. And at the weekend when we worship like our parents did before, to my God, the only true God, who'll be waiting at the door to let us into paradise, just like our scriptures tell. And all those who worship false gods, well, they'll surely burn in hell. But maybe it doesn't matter, perhaps the truth for what it's worth is the God to whom we pray is just an accident of birth. And if I'd have been born down the way, it's not that hard to see that I would be the same as them, but I would still be me. And it doesn't really matter, here's the truth for what it's worth. The God to whom we pray is just an accident of birth. face needs lifting, your bum is spread and your mind keeps drifting. When your heart sinks at the queue for the loo, you must smile though your teeth are crumbling. Your hips complain and your knees are grumbling. You'll find life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Smile though your back is aching, your poor heart is palpitating. When you can't get up the stairs, don't despair. That's the time you must show some gumption. Rise above these cruel malfunctions. You'll see the sun comes shining through if you just smile. Smile though your brain is foggy, your underwear is damp and soggy. When you can't run for the bus, don't you fuss. That's the time you must show some gumption. Rise above these cruel malfunctions. You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. If you just smile. If you just smile. With apologies to Charlie Chaplin. This is a song that we wrote when we were thinking about the suffragettes, and we thought we'd write a song, you know, when it was 100 years or whatever it was since women had the vote, or since some women had the vote. We thought that you know, we should be able to write a song about that, but we struggled, but lots of really good songs were written, and we thought, well, we didn't have anything else to say. Until Brian was watching the Parliament channel one day, as he does, and it was on the day that Emily Thornberry MP of Islington stood up in Parliament and said that she sort of, you know, made reference to the fact it was 100 years since some women had the vote, and it was also 100 years since the first women were elected to the House of Commons. And she made the observation that in that time she was the only person called Emily ever to have been elected to Parliament, apart from the fact, in spite of the fact that there have been 137 Davids. So this is not a song about Emily Thornberry. The song is called Not Enough Emilys, but it's not really necessarily about Emily. So with apologies to any Davids that are here.
Sorry, Dave.
And yes, it could be about David Lloyd George and Emily Pankhurst, or Emily Thornberry. Emily made a big decision to make the most of her life. She'd fight for change and vote for freedom, and not just be somebody's wife. Now David was happy with the current situation, so they just played cat and mouse. He told her home was the best place for her, so she burned down his house. It's time to sing peace and love songs. It's time to right all the wrongs. It's time but we've already left you too long. The problem you see is there's too many Davids and not enough Emilys. The problem you see is Money talks, but we don't have to listen to all the scams, lies and cheats. And if you don't like the games that they're playing, you're left behind on the streets. And it's time to sing peace and love songs. It's time to right all the wrongs. It's time for faith, and we've already left it too long. The problem you see is there's too many Davids and not enough families. The problem you see is there's too many Davids and not enough families. Times are changing, they always have done. You're swept along on the tide. Cling to the shoreline, reach for a lifeline, or just take a white water ride. And it's time to sing peace and love songs. It's time to right all the wrongs. It's time for change, and we've already left it too long. The problem you see is there's too many Davids, not enough families. The problem you see is there's too many Davids and not enough families. It's time to sing peace and love songs. It's time to right all the wrongs. It's time for change, we've already left it too long. The problem you see is there's too many Davids and not enough families. The problem you see is there's too many Davids and not enough families. Not enough families. I'm going to do another ukulele song, if that's all right.
But don't leave.
This is a song about a sailor. I married a sailor once. I'm just saying, it's sort of relevant to the song. Not this one. He was never a sailor. Come me young one, come me fair one, come now unto me. Could you fancy a poor sailor lad who has just come from sea? Oh, you ragged love, and you dirty love, and your clothes smell much of tar. So be gone, you saucy sailor lad, so be gone, you jack tar. If I am ragged love, and I'm dirty love, and me clothes smell much of tar, I have silver in me pocket love, and gold in great store. And when she heard him say so, on her bended knee she fell. I will marry my dear Henry, for I love the sailor lad so well. I will cross the briny ocean, I will whistle and sing. And since you have refused the offer, love, some other girl should wear the ring. I am frolicsome, I am easy, good-tempered and free, and I don't give a single pin, me boys, what the world thinks of me. The Saucy Sailor. song that we wrote more than 10 years ago, and I wrote it. We wrote it after I had read in the newspaper that it had been 2013 had been a record year for the number of food banks that had opened up in England. So obviously the last 10 years has not seen much improvement in that situation. But anyway, the thing that struck me about this article was it also made reference to the fact that it had also been a record year for the number of Ferraris that have been sold in England. So anyway, that was the sort of start of this song, which is food banks and Ferraris. Can you remember the time we crossed the poverty line and the sun shone on those in the shade? Our grandfathers fought and the vision they sought was a helping hand from cradle to grave. But now that's all over and long been forgot, and the prophets all go to the men at the top, and the promises of 45 are now broken dreams and lies. Food banks and Ferraris on the rise. Food banks and Ferraris on the rise. Food banks and Ferraris on the rise. Well, they say things are tough and there isn't enough to pay the poor, the sick, the old and so on. But the profits still flow and the bonuses grow, and we all know where the money has gone. Those robber barons in their fortified towers are eating the fruits of what could have been ours, and the promises of 45 are now broken dreams and lies. Food banks and Ferraris on the rise. Food banks and Ferraris on the rise. Food banks and Ferraris on the rise. The gap between your place and mine gets wider every day. You pay the press, you pay for votes to make sure it stays that way. Because the promises of 45 are now broken dreams and lies. Food banks and Ferraris on the rise. Food banks and Ferraris on the rise. Food banks and Ferraris on the rise. It was only when we recorded that song that I realised how bad my speech impediment was, because I have a bit of difficulty with my R's. So, recording of that song, there's quite a lot of Ferraris. I have to concentrate now. So I can do it. I can do it if I concentrate. Anyway, this next song is our award-winning song. Indeed. 2016 was a big year in lots of ways. Lots of very significant things happened in 2016. One of the significant things that happened was that we won the Milkmaid Folk Club folk song competition for that year in Bury St Edmunds. song. It's a song that was inspired by in Rochester, where we live now, along the river. There's lots of light engineering works. Our fathers and forefathers went to work in blue overalls and worked in metalwork. And Brian's song was quite largely inspired by Brian's dad, who used to work at the Shorts factory on the River Medway at Rochester, where they made the flying boats, and they made the Sunderland bombers there as well. And he was a very talented, skilled sort of metal worker. But I never knew Brian's dad, but I'm told that he didn't talk very much. He was taciturn, as they said, men of that generation. And but Brian always said that you could always get a conversation out of him if you wanted to talk to him about metalwork. You could always get a chat with him. So this is sort of inspired by him and all the other men who used to go to factories, which obviously aren't there anymore. They're all luxury riverside apartments.
And it's mostly true.
Empires from Singapore to Sunderland, all built along this riverside. They clock off the men who make the flying boats, changing shift with every tide. His kisses smell of cutting oil, his dirty hands he can't hide. His days are cast in metalwork, his living forged by metalwork. He only talks of metalwork, he knows no other way. Hard edges, blunt and galvanised, I couldn't bend him, wouldn't even try. He's not a man to change a dirty nappy or to sing our child a lullaby. But he can fix a broken toy, he'd stay up all night, he wouldn't bat an eye. He shows his love with metalwork, he likes to fix the metalwork. His heart is caged by metalwork, he knows no other way. There's no time for poetry or silliness, but I know that is not his fault. There's not much gilding of the lily, our lives are mainly nuts and bolts. The grinding life of metalwork, riveted with metalwork, hammered home by metalwork, he knows no other way. One day the flying bomb came back for him, filling up the clear blue sky above. My metal man, as hard as nails and strong as steel, was suddenly reduced to flesh and blood. Now all that's left is broken hearts, crushed by the metal work he loved. Rusting, broken metalwork, corroded, wasted metalwork. He lived and died by metalwork, he knows no other way. He knows no other way. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is a song, the chorus. Song that we wrote about, inspired by sort of where we live on the near the North Downs, and there's a place up on the North Downs, not far from us, which is Bluebell Hill. I don't know if anyone's ever been up Bluebell Hill. A lot of it's this sort of old Neolithic. It's funny, isn't it? It's Neolithic. It means nude, isn't it? But it's very old. Neolithic standing stones up there, and it's got a reputation of being quite a pagan sort of place, and it's where the Morris dancers always go on the 1st of May to bring in the Jack of the Green and all of that, and it's also quite famous for sightings of ghosts. Oh, that was a bit spooky, wasn't it? Oh.
And sightings of black dogs.
This is a song called The Ghost of Bluebell Hill. Pity the man who sees a girl like you. There's nothing he can do. He cannot escape, 'cause the spirit holds against his will. He'll never forget the night he met the ghost on Bluebell Hill. Sit with me by the standing stones, sit with me until the sun comes up over the downs as we watch ghosts on Bluebell Hill. The unlucky king who lost his land, who lost his ancient throne, is buried beneath the grassy banks, beneath the countless stones. From the fights in the sky, when the Spitfires died, to the abbey that's standing there still. I promise you this, there'll always be ghosts on Bluebell Hill. So sit with me by the standing stones, sit with me until the sun comes up over the downs as we watch ghosts on Bluebell Hill. Climbing the hill again today, so many years apart. Same old track, same old tree, same old broken heart. Finding the names carved in the tree, the wounds that will never quite heal. Coming up here to pay my respects to the ghosts on Bluebell Hill. So sit with me by the standing stones, sit with me until the sun comes up over the downs as we watch ghosts on Bluebell Hill. Sit with me by the standing stones, sit with me until the sun comes up over the downs as we watch ghosts on Bluebell Hill. Ghosts on Bluebell Hill. So there's a song that we actually wrote this. We were at Sidmouth Folk Festival, sitting outside the camper, drinking gin and tonic, and we were sort of musing on the fact that I had a bit of an epiphany, and
That's your age.
and the epiphany though, it was sort of around about the time, you know, when they had all these scandals of the like the Paradise Papers and the Panama Papers, where they found that all these people, the great and the good, had all this money sort of shoved away on all these sort of Caribbean islands somewhere. And it occurred to me that these, you know, when you think about pirates, you know, you think about Treasure Island and Pirates of the Caribbean and Johnny Depp and all that. And that you think about them sailing around these sort of South Sea islands or wherever they are. And it just occurred to me that it's the very same places where these people are shoving all their money. But they're the real pirates, I thought, not Johnny Depp. Just occurred to me. Oh, those treasured islands across oceans far and wide. Some may call it paradise, but it's where the pirates hide. Not like the ones from days gone by, but still a motley crew. And they should fly the skull and crossbones, that's what pirates ought to do. There's no Captain Hook, no yo-ho-ho, as these pirates lie and cheat. Because the bastard sons of Blackbeard, now they walk down Threadneedle Street. Those suited, booted buccaneers have treasure buried deep. Gold and jewels and pension funds they steal while we're asleep. And they don't need no cutlasses to protect their precious hoards. They just make a donation and get a nice seat in the Lords. There's no Captain Hook, no yo-ho-ho, as these pirates lie and cheat. Because the bastard sons of Blackbeard, now they walk down Threadneedle Street. They go down Threadneedle Street, where the treasure is buried deep. Where the treasure is buried deep. Down Threadneedle Street.
We'll have a go next time.
Now every day at 8 a.m. they are like the Tube Bank. And though we only know the half of it, they should be made to walk the plank. Those tax evading, asset stripping crocodiles that strip us to the bone. All the black spot and send them down to Davy Jones. There's no Captain Hook, no yo-ho-ho, as these pirates lie and cheat. Because the bastard sons of Blackbeard, now they walk down Threadneedle Street. Oh, those treasured islands across oceans far and wide. Some may call it paradise, but it's where the pirates hide. Not like the ones from days gone by, but still a motley crew. And they should fly the skull and crossbones, that's what pirates ought to do. There's no Captain Hook, no yo-ho-ho, as these pirates lie and cheat. Because the bastard sons of Blackbeard, now they walk down Threadneedle Street. Yes, the bastard sons of Blackbeard, now they walk down Threadneedle Street. They go down Threadneedle Street,
Bastard.
where the treasure is buried deep.
Bastard.
Where the treasure is buried deep. Down Threadneedle Street.
That was nothing else.
Down Threadneedle Street.
Bastard.
Where the treasure is buried deep.
Bastard.
Where the treasure is buried deep.
Down Threadneedle Street.
Wonderful, thank you. Thank you very much. to be our finishing song these days. We wrote it a long time ago. So we're going to leave you with this. This is a song called Raspberry Ripple Day. And it's a song that is sort of inspired by growing up in Chatham and my mother's seaside of choice. My mother loved going to the beach. So on a Sunday, if there was a sun in the sky on a Sunday, we always used to get bundled into the car and taken down the Thanet Way, if anyone knows again, down the Thanet Way to Broadstairs. My mum, because it was a sandy beach, it's about an hour and a half away. And my memories of those days is that, you know, we used to sing in the car. This obviously, you know, this isn't sort of true, is it? You remember particular things, which my sister says it wasn't like that at all. That's what it was for me. We sing in the car, and everything that we needed for our day at the beach, we took with us, because, you know, we weren't allowed to spend any money. So, but if we behaved ourselves on a day at the beach, we were allowed to buy an ice cream from the man with the ice cream cart before we got in the car to go home. And the best of all possible days was if we were at the beach and we were buying an ice cream and he had raspberry ripple. So we'll leave you with this. Thank you very much for listening, putting up with this. Picnics in the boot, all packed in Tupperware. Swimsuit, sun is out, things to fight about, Dad, are we nearly there? We got halfway down the road and Nan starts to complain. Grass, verge, Calagas, cup and tea, right as rain, we're off again. Singing songs with Uncle Jack to help the time go by. When he sings the naughty words, he gets a slap from Auntie Vi. Singing to-ri-ay, to-ri-ay, to-ri-ay. This could be a raspberry ripple day. We're in our wonder years with so much left to learn. Money from a Saturday job, enough for cigarettes and a cheap day return. And we'd fly past Winston, we could hardly wait until Dreamland ghost train, feeling sick and kissing on the Ferris wheel. And I sang the songs of Uncle Jack, and we laughed till we choked. And if Auntie Vi could hear, she'd wash my mouth with soap. Singing to-ri-ay, to-ri-ay, to-ri-ay. Day. This could be a raspberry ripple day. Now 50 summers come and gone, and we are grey. The end of the pier seems so near and so far away. And although the days are short, you won't hear me complain. Deck chair aches and pains, pint of beer, right as rain, we're off again. We're still singing songs we learned to help the time go This could be a raspberry ripple day. This could be a raspberry ripple day. Singing to-ra-you-ra,
Well, I must say, I think it was well worth coming home. Don't you think? Now, do you think we need one more?
Yeah.
So do I.
Thank you.
Is that all right?
That's fine. Yeah. So in the first spot we did do a song about a woman who couldn't give a beggar on the whole sex front, and this is her.
And she's here to see you all.
And this I think this was her sister, who was the opposite. A love song for the middle-aged.
Really? That's jazz.
Frida and Barry sat one night. The sky was clear, the stars were bright. The wind was soft, the moon was up, as Frida drained her cocoa cup. She licked her lips, she felt sublime. She switched off Gardner's Question Time. Barry cringed in fear and dread as Frida grabbed his tie and said, let's do it, do it while the mood is right. I'm feeling appealing, I've really got an appetite. I'm on fire with desire, I could handle half the tenors in the male voice choir. Let's do it tonight. But he said, I can't do it, I don't believe in too much sex. This fashion for passion turns us into nervous wrecks. No derision, my decision, I'd rather watch the spinners on the television. I can't do it tonight. Let's do it till my heart goes boom. Go native, creative, living in the living room. This folly is jolly, bend me over backwards on my hostess trolley. Let's do it tonight. I can't do it, my heavy breathing days are gone. I'm older, I'm colder, it's other things that turn me on. I'm imploring, I'm boring, let me read me catalogue on vinyl flooring. I can't do it tonight. Let's do it, share a crazy night of love. I'll strip bare, I'll just wear stilettos and an oven glove. Don't starve a girl of a palaver, dangle from the wardrobe in your balaclava. Let's do it tonight. I can't do it, I know I'd only get it wrong. Don't angle for me to dangle, my arms have never been that strong. Stop shouting, stop pouting, you know I pulled a muscle when I did that grouting. I can't do it tonight. Let's do it it, let's do it. Share a night of wild romance, poetic, frenetic. This could be our last big chance. To quote Milton, to eat Stilton, to roll with gay abandon on the tufted Wilton. Let's do it tonight. I can't do it, I've got other little jobs on hand. Don't browse around the house, I've got a busy evening planned. Stop nagging, I'm flagging, you know as well as I do that the pipes want lagging. I can't do it tonight. Let's do it while I'm really in the mood. 3 cheers, it's years since I've seen you even semi-nude. Be drastic, gymnastic, wear your baggy white fronts with the loose elastic. Let's do it tonight. I can't do it, I must refuse to get undressed. I feel silly, it's too chilly to go without my thermal vest. Don't choose me, don't use me. Me mother sent a note to say you must excuse me. I can't do it tonight. Let's do it, I feel you absolutely must. I want to tempt you, won't exempt you, wanna drive you mad with lust. No caution, just contortion, smear an avocado on me lower portion. That is my favourite bit. Smear an avocado on the lower portion. You see, these days, now, you know, people might talk about smashing an avocado. That seems a little bit too violent, doesn't it? A smashed avocado.
It's a late night shop round here. She thinks it's one of her 5 a day.
I can't do it, it's really not my cup of tea. I'm harassed, embarrassed, I wish you hadn't picked on me. No dramas, giving me pyjamas, the only girl I care about is Judith Chalmers. I can't do it tonight. Let's do it, I really want to run amok. Let's wiggle, let's jiggle, I want to make